Hillbillies, inbreds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all gonna come on up in here.
Drugs, poverty. Appalachia is the media's favorite punching bag. But is any of that real? To find out, we went deep into the mountains of Georgia.
You can't run us out, you can't stomp us out.
Our destination was Rabun County, where Deliverance, the movie that made Appalachia the villain, was shot. Deliverance's story of Appalachian inbreds terrorizing a group of city folk has shaped America's perception of the region for decades. We wanted to know what was truth and what was fiction.
A lot of the locals do not like the movie just because of the way it portrayed us.
The trip started in Atlanta. Progressive, modern, urban, but just a couple of hours north, things looked completely different. The city, gone, replaced by the country and the hills. We were headed as deep into the mountains as we could go. On the way there, though, we stopped to talk to people about the area.
Are hillbillies still a thing?
My neighbors would consider hillbillies, I guess, because they backwoods country and ain't got no sense.
The first thing we learned was that this was a deeply conservative region.
When somebody starts talking about this transgender junk and killing babies and all this kind of stuff, there ain't no way I'd vote for them.
The people here are quick to remind you, Appalachia isn't just the country. It's something else entirely, a different culture, a different pace, a different history. Yet, like the country, Appalachia loves Donald Trump, its Bibles, and its barbecue. Our destination was in the mountains, but we stopped on the way to hear stories like Christians, a Marine Corps veteran turned beacon.
I appreciate y'all coming. If y'all new to the channel, subscribe, man. We just checking out how the white folks live in America. Yeah. Y'all always want to look at how the black people living. We want to check out how these white folks living and how they cities are, what's the right word? Nah, fuck it, we ain't gonna say nothing. We probably get
Keeper who waved us down on the roadside to ask if we needed help. That's Appalachia, a place where strangers don't stay strangers for long.
Where are you from? My grandma literally lived like right where that light pole is. If you turn right there. So what's the deal around here? I mean, what's it like?
I mean, crap, there's not a whole lot to do unless you're into nature. The difference between like hillbillies and rednecks. Redneck is going to be like your dipper, probably a loud gay truck. The real hillbilly, like a real bad one, I mean, those are the rebel flag, racist usually. They'll fight for tooth and nail and say it's not what that flag means.
Still see that around?
Dude, they have a store next to Walmart. It's literally a rebel store.
Where's that? We want to go. Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's some good shit. You'll be like, oh. I mean, there's going to be, yeah, they're still fighting the good fight. They think the South will rise again or something, dude. I don't know.
Forget the Confederacy. Tradition is alive here in many ways. Many towns have markets like this where people from the mountains come to trade stories, sell what they've made, and share a little of what they know. This and other traditions remain more intact in Appalachia than just about anywhere else in the country.
I was raised in the Tennessee mountains, and when I moved up here, my wife's parents, they lived up here.
Where you were raised, were there paved roads, electricity?
No. I thought we were rich because we had a two-seater outhouse. Past Atlanta, then you're in the South. But up here, no.
How's it different?
The people, their attitudes and stuff, and you can tell by the way
Hey,
they
make sure y'all
actually
tap the like
act.
button, man.
Like, you
Tap
get
the
down
like
into
button. If
Atlanta,
you're new to
everybody
the
thinks
channel,
their shit
subscribe,
don't
man. We
stink.
just checking out how
And
these
me,
white folks
I don't
living.
care. I've had people
How they
in Atlanta
cities
try to
have
hijack me
demolished.
on my other truck, and I carry a 45 right on my damn seat. One black guy came up and said, "Get out of the truck, we're taking it." And I just took my pistol.
Hey, look, I'm glad I'm watching this because this shit is educating me on how the white folks not having a bunch of kids no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then they was having a bunch of kids like shit back in the 70s and the 80s. So shit, them motherfuckers was able to form. Yeah, they was able to form, you know what I'm saying? And then, the shit that they had back then was manual. So all this automatic shit that they having and shit, technology going up, prices going up, the economy going up, shit, they can't afford to farm no more. And then they don't even have the children to farm no more. So shit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to the black people that came and took over that shit.
Stuck it up the window. I said, well, which one of you down first want to die first? Because I'll leave your ass laying in the road to drive off. I'll go home, smash the barrel on the gun, put a brand new barrel in, and they can't tie me to shit.
Carry right now. If you're still watching and don't trust corporate media to share the reality of the country, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more videos coming from the forgotten corners of America and the world, beginning with Appalachia and then the Rust Belt. There may be no scene more associated with Appalachia than this.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're ready to record.
This type of shit I like to watch. I didn't even know, like, you know what I'm saying, coming from where I'm from, you don't even know, like, these type of people exist and shit, like, so shit, that's why I'm watching this shit.
Billy was 15 when he played the Banjo Boy, but when Hollywood left, Billy stayed. And when Deliverance was nominated for Best Picture, Billy ended up spending years working at a Walmart, unable to afford his medical bills. He still lives nearby, and his relatives run this diner.
Billy's story was Billy didn't get any money from it, or got very little money.
Rest in peace to all the dead homies, man.
I mean, they portrayed us pretty badly in the movie. I mean, I'm not going to lie. A lot of the locals do not like the movie just because of the way it portrayed us. So
we learned where that banjo scene was shot and went to take a look. In 1972, it was a dirt road.
Watch the one I'm gonna play after this, though.
So you saw the video, dirt road, hillbilly playing the banjo and everything. This is it right now. Obviously, a lot different. Now, that being said, though, this is still a remote and rugged area. We'll take a walk over here where there's some houses that kind of capture that. There's like a dozen dogs just came running off this property over there, and there's something going on. We're gonna go take a look. There's another one, dude. How many dogs do we have? Another one. Oh my God.
Yeah, cuz.
Oh.
I'm just showing, you know what I'm saying? You know, we show so much stuff about us, you know what I'm saying? I want to show stuff about, different races and shit, you know what I'm saying? So we can take the light off of, you know what I'm saying, the shit that we got going on and put the light on the shit that the white folks got going on, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing. I want to talk shit and make fun about these motherfuckers. I'm tired of talking about my
House
people.
up, we met this girl.
What's up? Hey. What you guys got?
12.
12? Wow.
Yeah, we got more up at the
Wives
house.
got what's up? What?
She told us that if we really wanted to understand Appalachia, we needed to go deeper. But she warned us, be careful. Moments before we had talked to her, her neighbor came down with a gun.
Y'all stick
and
around and watch
shoot
some of
all
this
her
shit,
dogs.
bro.
There's some crazy people on this road, just letting y'all know. Don't trust him. He just threatened to shoot my dogs because his dogs ran after my dogs.
Most people around here have guns?
He had one in his hand just a couple minutes ago.
The guy that came running down here yelling.
Yeah, I was yelling at him back because he threatened to shoot my dogs, which he's already shot one of my dogs. This one, he shot it with something, and it was right beside her heart.
You shot that little dog right there?
Yeah.
What the?
And she's my baby, for sure. And we've had problems with him. He's stolen stuff from us before. My dad doesn't like him. My dad wants him off this mountain, but there's a tin out there. When the cops come up here, he'll go out there and stay for a couple days. And there's guns up in there because I walk.
See, so as you can see, this white folks beefing with white folks. Shit, this ain't no niggas around. Shit, this another white man that shot the white lady dog. You don't tell me shit, nigga. They territory around this bitch with each other.
Up there one time.
What's it like around here now?
Full of druggy people for sure. Everyone that lives on this road is druggy people.
What kind of drugs?
Mainly fentanyl.
Really?
A guy just died from fentanyl.
Damn.
Banner, come here.
They got that fentanyl out there, man. Hey, boy, if y'all want to
So we
make
got
some
back
money,
in the
man,
car
go
and we
get
started
you
driving
some of that
deeper into the
fentanyl.
mountains in search of the mythical hillbilly.
Get you a brick of ice. A brick of ice ain't number $5,000. Get you a brick of ice, man, and
After
go
a few
set up
hours
shop
of
in
driving
one of
through
these
the
white
remote
towns.
beauty of Georgian Appalachia, we spotted this man, Don, off a gravel road. We were in the middle of nowhere, deep in the mountains. If anyone was a hillbilly, he would be it.
We can all our food. We grow our food in our garden. My wife cans it. We're true blue-blooded Americans. What would happen if all the whites and all the blacks got along great all the time? What would it be?
Yeah, it's beautiful up here.
Where y'all out of Atlanta? Little turd.
How long you live around here?
35 years. When I come here, it was a dirt road. I wanted land. I was a trucker.
You need a place to store your trucks.
Well, that and work on it. I got a big shop and everything. 5 I keep up.
What's your favorite?
That there's my baby, but the one I drive the best. You want to see my favorite?
Absolutely.
Come on in here.
Thank you.
So this is my little
This
prize
commercial
motor.
is brought
This is
to
a
you by
1941
Show your love.
military Cadillac.
Oh, wow.
95% rust free. Open the door and look in there.
Wow.
2000, I say, or before this little before they paved the roads.
You have electricity out here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a generator too.
Okay.
We country folks survive.
City folk know that city folk don't know.
Well, nature. People in the city have no idea about this. This is nature.
Man, Neighborhood Real, man, endorsing Nobody Say Podcast, man, where the boy be on fire, man, and talk his talk and walk his walk, man, to get on them boys' head. You feeling me?
Nobody Say Podcast, man. We live right now, man. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, man.
Well, it just don't stop. Well, it just don't stop. Trunks pop, tops drops in the front end hot. Paint flop, screens on, acting bad in the song. Yeah, it's on, ride home, ballin' at my home. Texas place don't.
And just like the Indians, this is all Cherokee land. All of this is Cherokee. You can dig up Cherokee stuff all over here. Arrows, everything. This was all Cherokee land at one time until the whites took it.
Yeah.
The whites did a very bad injustice. I mean, I'm a white person, but the government did a very bad injustice to the Indian. We can our food. We can all our food. We grow our food in our garden. My wife cans it. She's an old country girl from Franklin, North Carolina, 20 miles up the road. You know, and the mountain people are totally different. I know some people call them hillbillies, but they're not hillbillies. I mean, hillbillies live further away up in the woods, but don't get around nobody. The mountain people, they know you. They do anything for you. I got great neighbors. I mean, it ain't the almighty dollar. It's being neighborly.
And let's run the cut.
You know what I mean? Neighborly. We all try to help each other. We all try to look out for each other. You know, I mean, we look out for the rich people over here.
So what's a hillbilly compared to a mountain person?
They usually just stay to their family. You know what I mean? They don't go in town much and stuff, you know. But, you know, I mean, they're good people. I've met some. I know one that lived down the road before I even moved here when my sister lived there. He used to get a jug of moonshine, and when he got in trouble with his wife, he'd get on the moonshine, the jug of moonshine, get on his mule and a sleeping bag and his shotgun. He'd go up in the hills. He'd go in the hills for a week. Stay out of trouble. Me, I'm a history buff. I love history. One day we'll all be history.
Well, I got a question about history.
Yeah.
So I know you got this flag on the front of your car here.
Uh-huh.
What does that mean? What does that mean to you? What's that?
Southern heritage.
Monkey man, what's going on?
It's our heritage. It's not racism.
Man, we have a movie.
Everybody says,
right
"Oh, you
now.
see a rebel flag." Yes.
We got two more little
Yeah,
things
that's racism. You want to see what I've got on the back of it? Come on the back of it. Just because we're rebels, I mean, you know, there's American flag. You know what I mean?
What do you saying? You know, having the rebel flag there, it's against the country. It's against the
No, it
US.
isn't.
They lost.
We're Americans too, but it's our heritage. You know, I was born in Chicago, so I'm basically a Yankee. Okay, I was born Yankee.
You got 6 weeks of Yankee, and then
so I got 6 weeks of Yankee, and I was in Florida all my life.
Yeah.
Until 17 when I joined the military. You know, we serve our country, and just because someone has a rebel flag, that ain't racism. I mean, I'd help anybody. I'd give you my whole shirt off my back if I need to. What would happen if all the whites and all the blacks got along great all the time? What would it be? It'd be harmony, right? But see, a lot of people push it back and forth. And I say the politicians do that. What's wrong with this country is they turn their face on God. If you turn your face on God, he'll turn your face on you. I don't know you from Adam's house, cat. I don't even know your name.
Come on, man.
But I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because I'm American and I believe in God.
You say you got a whole garden up here that you grow everything in?
Yeah. You want to look at it?
Can we?
Shit, yeah. You go bother me.
Thank you, Don.
Chickens, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
So we
man.
have our chickens. This is my worm bed.
When you got a big property like that, man, it's time to invest
This
in
is
a
all our
four-wheeler
garden
or
area.
something, man.
Telephone poles?
Big boy, I think I'm a
I put them all
four-wheeler
together,
dirt bike
put them in the ground. They're in the ground
around
4
that
feet.
motherfucker.
How many dogs you got? 6. So what are you growing here?
We grow everything. The raspberries. Look at the raspberries. These are wild raspberries out of the mountains. My wife and I went all around the mountains picking them up out wild. They get as big as your finger. We grow potatoes, tomatoes, carrots. You just pull carrots out, made homemade potato soup the other day.
Wow.
We till the garden and everything. We use the chicken fertilizer, the chicken poop, put it in the garden. There's worms in there 6 inches long, buddy. They're like snakes, night crawlers and stuff. Look at that potato growing. That's a potato we threw in there growing.
What the?
No, that's cabbage. That's cabbage. This is a Harley shit. This is my Harley shit. This is what my Harley says. Tons of fishing poles, anything. People, you got everything you need. You got too much. It's that cool when it's 100 degrees.
I mean, it's like crisp.
Yeah, look how clear the water. 478 feet deep. Never find no better water. My wife lived up here all her life. She said never seen no better water. My father was born in 1903. I was born in 1959. He was 56 years old. And I asked him, when he was 80 years old, I asked him, I said, Dad, I says, you was born in 103. I said, you've seen from horse and buggy, the automobile, the planes, the rockets. I said, what do you think? He says, son, he said, I was a kid yesterday. You flip your fingers. That's how fast your life goes by. I'm gonna ask both of you what the answer of this is. What is the smallest thing in the world that makes the biggest difference? The smallest thing in the whole, it don't matter whatever you think, the smallest thing. You tell me what you think, what the smallest thing in the world makes the biggest difference.
A handshake.
What about you?
I was thinking an air molecule keeps us alive.
No, sir. Attitude. Your attitude is my father was 80 years old. He died at 81.
Redneck difference.
We're down to earth, but we stand our ground.
Do you consider yourself a redneck?
Yes, sir. I'm a redneck. I tell you, I got a redneck too, buddy. Okay, I'm a redneck, and just like the old song, "Country people survive." We got a 4-wheel drive and a shotgun. You can't run us out. You can't stomp us out. You ain't gonna stomp us out. We're true blue-blooded Americans, born and raised here.
Don had seen the mountains change. When he arrived there was no one else. Now, the house across the road from him is worth millions of dollars. Similar developments are cropping up elsewhere, and the city is encroaching.
But, the rich people move.
As y'all can see, man, that's a hillbilly. That's how them hillbillies here living. They doing it up, though.
Moving in. Everybody from the cities are moving up here.
Yeah, they doing it up like a motherfucker. All right, let me go back to what I need to go back to. So I can get the shit.
We're not just random white people. We're people who all had an interest in this. There's already that really strong bond beyond just our universal shared heritage with, any other white person would have the same, but we're kind of from the same community online, largely.
In the mountains of Arkansas, a former French horn player in a Chinese orchestra is building a town with no blacks, Jews, Indians, Mexicans, or gays.
I've seen what happens when rural white towns get overrun with people who are not from there.
Look at people who aren't glad to be who they are. Go on hormone blockers. They seek to change their identity. Maybe you become a furry if you're really zesty.
Who followed him here? And what do they hope to accomplish? We went to find out.
How about stop attacking me? And maybe I won't be so anti-Semitic.
Our journey to the whites-only town started in Zinc, home to the KKK's headquarters, 2 hours to the west. After shooting a video there, which is coming next month, so subscribe so you don't miss it, we drove east to where the cell service stopped and a dirt road began. At the end, we found Return to the Land.
America was settled through the founding of self-sufficient, intentional communities. But after the end of segregation, the expansion of non-white immigration, the broader society no longer felt like a home for traditional Americans. RTTL, Return to the Land, is a private association founded to allow Americans who value their history and heritage to form communities around these values.
Eric is the founder of this whites-only community, which has grown to 40 people. He's also a major online figure.
All right, hello everyone. I'm here with Nick Fuentes today.
With diversity, we've forgotten how to interact with each other because there are people from all around the world in your communities. No one knows how to get along anymore.
We had a fascinating conversation with Eric.
Even in mostly white towns, people aren't exactly pro-white. We're kind of beaten down with the history of slavery and oppression, and I don't want that stuff passed on to my kids.
But before that, he took us around, introducing us to the residents who shared why they had moved here. We first met his ex-wife and current wife, Caitlin and Allison, who are residents.
In coming here, is it more about finding a traditional rural lifestyle, or is it about the racial component? It's whites only, European heritage?
Well, for me, I grew up in a mostly white area anyway. I think it was more the homesteading aspect for me. I've seen what happens when rural white towns get overrun with people who are not from there, and it usually does kind of result in chaos. So living in a place where I can be sure that that's not going to happen is a level of comfort for me.
I like that we can vet our neighbors here. I mean, you can move anywhere in the country, but you have no idea what it's going to be like in 10 years. I like letting my kids go out and play. They're not going to get run over or snatched by someone.
When I was exposed to more multicultural places, it was, cities that felt more dangerous, and it was just out of my comfort zone, and people didn't seem as friendly.
Well, I mean, just look at the crime statistics here versus New York City.
I was very liberal at one point. And, being targeted because of the color of my skin and called racist for things that had nothing to do with skin color really kind of opened my eyes to how other people view white people. Well, it was harder to, establish good rapport with people who didn't seem interested in having good rapport with me.
Day-to-day life here, what's it like? What do you do?
So obviously you can see that our house is not built yet. So we live in a town nearby right now, and it's just kind of slow, boring, lazy, rural Arkansas life. Not a lot going on. You just do what you need to do day to day, play with the kids, whatever.
These residents either don't work remotely, or in nearby towns. They're building their own homes and trying to live off the land. One resident, Scott, originally from Massachusetts, told us that this was essentially an online community that had taken shape in real life.
If I go somewhere and signs aren't in English, people that I don't recognize, I don't know anything about their culture. They dress different, they act different, they speak different languages. I don't know how I'm ever going to bond with those people. It's alien to me, I moved down here because I liked the project. It was nice being around people that I could just talk to. Couldn't really talk to my neighbors where I was at. I mean, I could, but I didn't necessarily agree with them politically on things. I like being around these people, so wanted to buy land with them.
Yeah.
Jonathan, a truck driver from North Dakota, spoke of saving white culture.
We believe God made the entire world. We believe it is everyone's responsibility to uphold what God has given them. But this is what God has given us. Look at people who aren't glad to be who they are, right? go on hormone blockers. They seek to change their identity. Maybe you become a furry if you're really zesty. I wish that they had been taught to love themselves as how God created them, to embrace themselves, not taught that they were the enemy of every story. Oh, everything about you, like all of your immutable characteristics come from people who are evil and committed these genocides. And did you ever study the Crusades? Don't forget the Salem witch trials. And it's like, mate, like I can't change who I am or how I was born.
You know, one thing you hear is like, you know, it'd be un-American to punish people for the sins of their fathers, right? Like to punish you for slavery or punish me, you know, for slavery. Like that's not American. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way we're supposed to live. Yet, on the other hand, to elevate ourselves because of our heritage, because of, say, what white people accomplish, you know, because of Mozart and Bach, would that not just be the other side of the same coin?
I will disagree on that point, because Beethoven and Bach are way better than like Diddy and Pac. It's not because it's like, oh, I am better because some German produced a great piece of music 300 years ago. I don't think anyone thinks that way. Like if you say that these things are equal, these cultures have produced an equal product and effect over the course of 300 years, I know you're lying, and even you know you're lying.
I'd say most sensible people wouldn't say, you know, that like Nicki Minaj and Beethoven are comparable, right? I'd say like take like your kind of middle of the road conservative American. I think that they probably think that they're like, obviously Beethoven is better than Nicki Minaj. Obviously there's, you know, Bach is better than Tupac.
Do you think that's true when they're playing like Nicki Minaj and rap music at Republican rallies? When's the last time they've played Beethoven at a Republican rally?
The question is, why not emphasize that Americanness? Why emphasize the skin tone-ness? I think the average person wouldn't say, we did this. Because at this point, it's like they've been in America, you know, maybe like their grandfather came from Italy, their grandmother came from France, their other grandfather came from Spain, their other grandmother came from Portugal. And they're white, but like in their skin color. And beyond the skin color, there's not much there to link them to a civilization, to a white culture, to white achievement. It's just that they happen to be born like this.
Well, the question is, what is under attack? We are able to observe attacks on our people. We are justified in feeling a little bit of like by proxy attack. When they tear down the 5th, the 4th, the 18th statue of one of our ancestors, they're actually symbolically attacking us as a people. We feel attacked, our women feel attacked, our children feel attacked, and it takes us men to actually say it out loud. If I go to Memphis, Tennessee and walk around in Orange Mound, like I will be attacked, and for no other purpose than I'm the wrong person that wasn't supposed to be there.
What united all these people with Eric, the undisputed leader, is a sense that white people have been tricked into hating themselves.
Millions of young Americans, if they could choose, would eliminate their own race. They would intentionally not have white children so that their race, their skin color, they think, will not be perpetuated. If that's the ideology that you've accepted, that being white is bad itself, being who you are, what you were born as is bad, then what's your self-concept going to be?
Eric is a classically trained musician who performed with Shen Yun, the Chinese dance troupe you've seen advertised in your city. He says classical music helped push him toward white nationalism.
What was your path from being a musical performer with the Chinese ballet troupe to being here running a whites-only community?
So obviously I didn't have the exact same beliefs back then. Also, I still wanted to make it in the classical music world. So from that perspective, a job's a job. It was mostly conversations online, becoming more familiar with crime statistics, racial IQ differences, scientific study of human differences persuaded me that this isn't something that can just be overridden by a little bit of liberalism and equality and government programs. We will always have these long-lasting, deep differences between different peoples. Instead of structuring society as if that was not the case, we should probably structure society and make choices based on that reality.
How would you like to see our society structured differently from the way it currently is as a whole?
I think it can actually be more pluralistic and more successful. I think more power should be given to local communities, whether they be homogeneous like ours, or whether they're more integrated racially, culturally, etc.
What is it about white culture, about white heritage, that makes you proud of being white?
I do think our musical traditions are exceptional.
That by itself doesn't mean that we're the superior civilization, but I think we should take pride in what we have done well. But it's not about just how smart are you, it's also how willing you are to challenge established beliefs.
You're talking about a willingness to ask questions and this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say this is a byproduct of European culture. Other people would say it's a racial genetic difference. What do you think?
I would say there's a feedback cycle between the culture of a people and who they are genetically. During the medieval period, criminals were executed at really, really high rates. And so those problematic genes that were more prone to violence and theft and things like that, they were kind of weeded out of our population. And that didn't happen equally around the globe. Also, what is celebrated? If you celebrate individuality and individual accomplishment, then in the sexual marketplace, different things will be valued and sought after.
Speaking of the sexual marketplace, in a past life, Eric made porn, something he attributed to a nihilist phase.
Those videos were out there. It's regrettable that I ever engaged in that behavior. I wasn't a Christian at the time. Actually, I was a self-described moral nihilist. Most people rely on their common sense. You know, I've always kind of relied on my beliefs.
Man,
and
this
at the time,
shit
I
crazy,
believed
dog.
in moral nihilism. That's the hazard. If you are like too intellectual, you
Nigga said, I
abstract
wasn't a
things.
Christian
I
then.
converted to Christianity, left that behind me, and it was more than 10 years ago now. So it is what it is.
Eric now identifies as Christian, but a kind of nihilism remains. He believes America's culture and economy are collapsing, that there's a conspiracy to make whites hate themselves, and that politics won't fix it.
What do you think about Nick Fuentes? Do you think he's the highest profile figure who kind of aligns with your views, or where does he fit into the way you see things?
You're looking at me like I have three heads. All I'm saying is minorities are really obnoxious.
I align with a lot of his perspectives. Ideologically, I would say we're mostly aligned. So apparently I am now dead to Nick Fuentes. This is because I privately DM'd him asking for clarification on his stance on birthright citizenship.
If you have citizenship, if you were born in this country, this is your birthright.
I wanted clarification from Nick before I defended him publicly.
Eric Arval is DMing me saying, "Are you against birthright citizenship?" in DMs. Really? You're dead to me.
I'm very pessimistic that they could ever achieve meaningful change from the top down. And with people like Nick Fuentes leading the Republican Party in the future, you're not going to have a lot of non-white people in the Republican Party being very enthusiastic about it, because it'll be seen as the party of white people, because Nick Fuentes identifies as pro-white. He says the country should be normatively white. Would I personally prefer that? Yeah, because it's what the country was when my ancestors came here. It's what, you know, my bloodline thought it was signing up for. We have, in the meantime, invited a lot of people in. It is baked into the cake. We're going to have a multicultural society. So the best that we can do is have a government that respects the rights of all these different groups to go their own way and have their own peaceful communities.
Eric's answer is to create a separate world and let the rest go its own way. To avoid anti-discrimination lawsuits, the community is structured as a private club where members apply and get a plot of land if accepted.
Return to the Land is our private membership association, and that exists for people of European heritage who want to preserve that heritage through intentional communities. We chose to do an LLC, and then all of the residents here, they buy shares in that company. So we all collectively own the land together through that company. Getting into the PMA, that is Return to the Land itself, is relatively straightforward and easy. You fill out the application, you do an interview, and then you sign an agreement and you're in, and then you're in our chats online. You can organize with people. If you wanted to buy into this community, you would have to come down here, spend a couple of days with us, get to know us, and then the members collectively would kind of make that call. Do we want this person in the community or not? I think the acceptance rate is something like 50%.
Eric is explicitly not a segregationist, and he doesn't call for removing minorities from America.
So I don't think that segregation should be forced, and I don't think that integration should be forced.
Which is to say the way it was in the South, say 60 years ago.
That was government enforced segregation in many cases. And I don't think that's not the role of the government, in my opinion.
Rather, he's just given up on integration and says societies are better off living in their own bubbles.
I actually believe in the literal sense of multiculturalism. Different cultural groups can coexist in one political framework, and there are many historical examples of that. Assimilate into what?
as well. What is the overarching American culture that people are supposed to join? We don't have a national language or religion. We have always been multicultural. I think it's in keeping with our tradition of being tolerant and free as a society that we can embrace different communities going their own way.
While critics say Return to the Land is anti-Black, its founders are far more focused on Jews. Eric and his co-founders' X accounts are filled with posts alleging that Jews control the U.S. and are responsible for the anti-white agenda.
I've never heard a Jewish person look back on their history and say, we shouldn't have done this in Weimar Germany, or we shouldn't have pushed for this in the United States, or we maybe were trying to interfere too much in the affairs of other people. I'm not saying they're guilty for all things or they're the source of all evils in the world, but there does tend to be a very one-sided perspective where they expect us to always have guilt and always to think badly of our own history, but they cannot for a moment entertain that the Jewish community has been hostile or detrimental to our society.
We draw very different lessons from what happened in Europe in the 40s. Where I draw from it that the lesson is the Holocaust and the killing of millions of Jews. And had this stuff not happened, had we not had, the US and England do what they did, all the Jews in Europe would have been eliminated, and many Slavs would have been made subservient to the Aryans, and other groups would be gone, homosexuals, disabled people. Whereas you draw a very different lesson.
I think a lot of guilt has been put on the Germans in the middle of the century. I think a lot of the kind of fantastical fears of what the Nazis would have done if we didn't intervene are unfounded. The Jewish community, they don't want me or anyone else alleging crimes on their part, but they're perfectly comfortable alleging every ill motive in the book onto the Nazis. I think a lot of it is motivated by wartime propaganda because the victors write the histories. I have no intention of ever attacking a Jewish group. On the other hand, Jewish groups have condemned us. Jewish journalists have written hit pieces on us. We're minding our own business. I've done nothing to these people. So if they are afraid of me being anti-Semitic, how about stop attacking me? And maybe I won't be so anti-Semitic.
On the one hand, Return to the Land is minding its own business in a remote community deep in the Ozarks. Yet on the other, Eric is a major online figure who leads a movement that blames Jews for what he says is the plight of the white race in the U.S. today. His language is reminiscent of the stab in the back theory, which blamed the Jews for Germany's loss in World War I and led to the Nazis' rise. Regardless, though, Eric's focus is not on World War II or the 1930s. It's on the future, where he hopes to build a place in the Ozarks that preserves white culture for his children's generation.
You're envisioning, based on everything I've read on your website and everything, that this will be the first of numerous communities like this.
Right.
So what's your vision for Return to the Land 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now?
Well, we're not a political organization. We're not seeking political.
2 drops of groundhog oil will cure the inner ear infection, and it will do it in less than 10 minutes. And y'all really should go up the holler.
Could you show us?
Yeah.
Could we go now?
Yeah.
How far is it?
It's not far at all.
All right.
Let's
If
do
you
it.
want to ride?
Yeah, I'm game.
Nigga say I'm
What's that,
game.
by the way?
He said you want to ride, I'm game.
Watch all these hills. If I go straight up the hill right back yonder, I come out where I'm living now. The little stores got shut down. We are in the holler. You are going up the holler. But yeah, my old man would get mad at me and run me off. First time I was 12, I came right here, home away from home.
You got your Trump back hat.
Yeah.
Do you think he's doing a good job?
The Appalachian Mountain Man is a dying breed. Whether from development, technology, drugs, or poverty, the traditional Appalachian lifestyle is under threat. We wanted to know how much of it remained, so we set off into the mountains of Kentucky, where we found a man who embodies it like none other.
I mean, in my lifetime, I've had 7 encounters with bears.
Now, until we met Deli, it seemed like there were no mountain men left. Instead, we met people like these, Amish settlers who had moved to Kentucky from the north.
Now my wife, no, she wants 16. What do you have her now? 11.
As we drove deeper into the hills, we met former tobacco farmers.
Tobacco thing of the peg.
Are y'all both from this area originally?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, he is too.
Wow. How's it changed in your guys' lifetime?
Changed quite a bit.
Moving in.
Really?
From where?
Even here in the sticks are tourists and transplants, though.
That
Like
boy
this
say
man.
tourists.
When did you move here?
That boy say
2019. They
tourists.
really accepted me. They've accepted me. This Yankee. There's richer parts of Kentucky. So people, they make do with what they can over here.
This was all the real Appalachia too, but a root-picking, living off the grid mountain man, we were starting to think we may not find him. But then, in a remote town, a man directed us into the woods.
Go 52, hit 52. You run in 52. One of them take you to Baileyville, other one take you to Irvin. You make a left.
At the fork.
At the fork. You go down there about 3 or 4 miles, hey buddy.
We followed his instructions and ended up deep in the middle of a forest, well out of cell service. That's where we spotted Deli.
Snakes, coyotes, bear. I probably had more encounters with bears than anybody around here. I mean, in my lifetime, I've had 7 encounters with bears. And you just can't fear them. And I growed up on a self-sufficient farm. We growed our own food. We made our own cornmeal. We raised our own hogs. You know, made our own sausage, hams, cured them.
Is anyone self-sufficient now?
They might be some here and there that ain't really known about. To me, it's dead compared to what it was when I growed up. Used to, I mean, every evening you could just cruise down and stop at every parking lot and talk to somebody. And like I said, I know everybody. Of course, a lot of them people my age are dying off now.
Well, you're not that old.
No, but there's a lot of dope problems come into this town. It's killed a lot of people.
What kind of dope?
The meth, the heroin. It's killed a lot of people. Fentanyl. I mean, I buried a lot of good friends. I'm only 46.
Why do you think drugs hit this area so hard?
I'm not sure. I wish I did. Because, I mean, knowing that could solve the problem.
Yeah.
But, and I do a lot of walking. My car's broke down, and I walk all the way to Irvin.
How far is that from here?
11 miles.
You walk there?
Yeah. 2 hours, 45 minutes.
I was going to ask, what do people do for groceries? Is that the town? Is that where they have a grocery
Irvin,
store?
Yes. Irvin, up here, it's on Stanton also.
So you said there's a hauler around here.
Yes. Lots of haulers.
So for someone who's never been or doesn't know what a hauler is, what is a hauler?
A hauler lies in between 2 or 3 or 4 mountains, It's the valley in between. And like I said, I was born and raised there. And I can walk up that road and I know exactly where to go and shoot up the hill to come out over on Highway 213 or right here, I know where I'm coming out when I go over that hill and get to Fitchburg. And y'all really should go up the holler. There's a
Could you show us?
Yeah.
Can we go now?
Yeah.
How far is it?
It's not far at all.
All right.
Let's
If
do
you
it.
want to ride?
Yeah, I'm game.
All
do
right,
it.
man.
What's
We
up,
can film some
gang?
stuff.
What's your name, by the way?
Deli.
Deli.
That's right. All right.
Deli Schuler.
Bet.
All right. So yeah, where are we going here?
Straight ahead.
This guy got some World War II memorabilia.
That was her man, and he kind of a weird dude. He's locked up now. He escaped, and they run him for about a week. They gave him 30 years. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Get a little air. Get that 480 going on. 4 windows down, 80 miles an hour. Oh, yeah. The little stores got shut down. Of course, now you got Dollar General. They're trying to have a store every 5 miles. Everyone should be able to walk to a dollar store is what they're looking for. My dad was a Church of God Pentecostal preacher.
Oh, so that's where you get your energy from, probably.
And this little building up here on your right up here around the curve, that was the Cobb Hill Post Office.
Someone told us there was a steel mill out here.
Iron ore furnace.
Yes, that's it.
That's where we're going, my friend. Years ago, my daddy owned it and didn't know it. It was actually part of his home place. Now, my daddy only had a 3rd grade education, and he signed it over to the federal government. And now it's part of the Daniel Boone National Forest. It's beautiful. It's a work of art down this mountain. Now, let me tell you, walking, It's almost 1 mile. It's as hard to go down this hill
It's bad on your knees.
as it is to come up. It's a steep little hill, I'm gonna tell you.
Let's hear it.
I miss home. Nobody loved that piece of land no more than me, except for one. And that was the man I was named after, my father. See, my daddy was 62 when he had me. Mama was 22. I was the oldest of his second family.
So are we in the holler right now?
We are in the holler. You are going up the holler.
So this is a one-way road, right?
Yes, it dead ends, unless you have a horse or a dirt bike or a four-wheeler.
A woman died at 80. She was fixing to turn 80 when she died. That's been about 3-4 years ago.
Your sister. I got nephews and nieces that are over there. Going back in the day, growing up, people say, "That's your grandpa?" No, dude, that's my dad. There was over 3,000 people from there on up these hollers. You can walk through the woods still today and find a little bit of ruins of old homes and stuff,
So there are thousands of people who lived in here, and then now it's really thinned out.
Oh yeah.
But now you have people coming back, people with money and whatnot, moving back in here.
Right. This wasn't operational very long.
Yeah.
But this is one of the biggest iron ore furnaces of that time.
It's huge.
Oh yeah.
You ever climb up it?
I have been on top. I actually even made love on top to a girl.
Oh man, come on, man.
They came in, and I'll show you right up here. There was a spot right over here next to this one hole and the story was a moonshiner dynamited it. Well, years later, I found out the rest of the story. My dad signed this over to the government. My dad was raised right over yonder on the hill. Later years, he took his home place where he was born and raised, 4-room house, and jacked it up with mules and moved it down past where that big house is. My grandpa was born and raised here, Walker Schuler.
Are you? What's your your heritage? Scots Irish?
On my dad's side, German Irish.
German Irish.
And on my mom's side, Cherokee.
Cherokee. So this is Cherokee land at one point.
They was here, and I'm gonna tell you right up here in this one field, there's I've seen some of the prettiest arrowheads that a man can, and even spear points. They were here. Indian wars that happened many years ago, which was even before this.
Yeah. 17 whatever.
And the slaves built this. There is no mortar holding that together.
They just stacked those rocks.
Yes. One stone holds another.
Also, I noticed coming in here, they got a summer camp out here now.
Yes, that's Aldersgate. That's part of the Methodist organization.
So that's crazy. So now you got people coming back in, summer camp, population goes out, and then over time, they come back.
That camp was established in the early 70s, right before I was born. And I mean, I grew up, I was telling you about raising the hogs. They had camp all summer long, And we got all the slop. They had 2 cans, and we had 2 cans. Pretty little red bird.
Take what you do best and create a website that's worthy of it.
And I mean, I love stuff like that. I'm a big nature freak. Birds of prey, I love birds of prey. I can walk up to hawks and owls, no problem. No, I can't bird call. But I mean, as far as running into a hawk or owl or any bird of prey, I can pretty much just walk over and pick it up. Been like that my whole life. I love them. One lady stopped. I had just picked the hawk up on the side of the road and was petting it and talking to it. And they were coming to this camp. And she stopped and said, "Young man," she said, "I'll give you $200 for that bird." I stepped back and spoke to him and, "What'd you do that for?" I said, that bird don't belong in no cage no more than I do. Keep your money. buy yourself a cheeseburger when you head back out of my town. But yeah. Now they just done this, these crazy looking stones, about 6 years ago.
That's crazy.
I used to build my fire. My old man would get mad at me and run me off. First time I was 12, I came right here, home away from home. My castle, Delhi's castle. Let's not have some hell of a party here, buddy. I've seen them drunk, try to climb the walls, fall in the fire and everything.
Crazy. You guys were crazy kids. That's
Oh yeah.
Well, this would be good for a rock climber.
Yeah, it's like that Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Dark
the
Knight
Dark
Rises.
Knight, climb out the Dark Knight.
Now, this was part of the charcoal house, and it's been buried for years.
You're like a
And-
you're like a
and
proper tour guide. You should be doing
Right.
this for a.
Right. My buddy's been telling me for the last 2 months, dude, you need to do a TikTok. You know, dude, you got to have the equipment and stuff. I said, I'm a poor man right now. I'm lucky to eat sometimes, you know. And I said, you want to see me do it? Back me. Trust me, I'll get it done. One lady told me, she said, Deli, just
Well, that goddamn dope motherfucker.
you know,
man.
going through life, what you do,
That
and
goddamn
the
dope
jobs that you
motherfucker.
do, and the crazy things you run into just out traveling. You know, I might be walking along and a deer will walk right up to me.
Shit, it seem like everybody we done watched, goddamn it, they on that goddamn dope, man. They dope a motherfucker, man. These white folks full of that goddamn dope, man.
And I love it. I love it. If you've never had that happen, man, you're missing out. Back in the winter, I was walking. It's cold, but it's beautiful. You know, it's just so beautiful and white. And a little doe just walked up to me like she'd known me forever. I petted her, talked to her, and went on about my way. Most people be scared to death, you know.
Yeah.
No fear.
You got a great attitude, man. And more people have that attitude. You know, they wouldn't be so stressed and anxious.
I mean,
and
you
depressed.
know, I'm all about peace and love and about helping people. And it kills me to see the way the world is today. It does.
I noticed your hat. You got your Trump back.
No college. He was in college and he didn't even get no he didn't graduate. No, he not even smart enough, because you know if you don't graduate, you go to a community college.
Around 2011.
Okay.
That's about right. Yeah. Then 2011.
Okay.
That's about right. Yeah. So then this girl had the nerve to say she would be a better mother than I ever would be. It's look in the room on the bed. She said she would be a better mother than I will ever be. My children are in school. My children are at their residence in their rooms living.